What is good, everyone, and welcome back. If you are a Metazoo fan, if you collect, if you invest, if you play, if you do any of the above, I'll tell you right now, Metazoo is very, very cheap right now. The prices have come down a lot over the last few months, and the slabs, most of them are like you're pretty much giving them away, and I'm going to show you some great deals. So if you're still a Metazoo fan, right, don't fret. If you like it, buy what you like. It really doesn't matter what TCG it is, whether it's One Piece, some of the indie TCGs, it's Metazoo, Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't matter, right? If you enjoy it, if it's cheap, if it's affordable, and you want to put it in your collection, whether you believe in it or not, if you like it, go ahead and get it, right? So right now, the grading fees for PSA is rather low. You can grade cards for like $15 on a bulk submission. And looking right here at eBay, I have it sorted by PSA 10s for Metazoo. We have Metazoo Cryptid Nation boxes, first edition, samples, and Kickstarter booster boxes. So what I can tell you right now, just by taking a glance at the market, it's been a while since I did one of these videos, but what I can say is that a lot of Metazoo is down by quite a bit. And some of it may shock you, especially some of the big hitters like Mothman and stuff like that. But some of the stuff from Metazoo, of course, some of the hot stuff is always still up there in value. Even though it's come down, it's still rather pricey. So if you have a stock of some of this stuff that we're going to go over, then potentially you could still make a lot of money depending on where you bought these products at. But looking right here at the first page, we have PSA 10s Metazoo for sale. And the second one we see right here is a Lachuza, I believe I'm saying that right? So that's from UFO First Edition Full Hollow, and this sold 11 bids at $18.50. So if you have a card like this and you graded it, then obviously you're going to be at a loss because you probably spent between $15 to $18 or more to even grade this card. You got a perfect grade of a PSA 10, $5 shipping. And once you sold this card, you take away shipping fees, taxes, whatever else you have to pay for, you are going to definitely be at a loss. But if you're a buyer, if you are a buyer and you like Metazoo, then this is some of the deals that can be had. Now, to be honest, I don't know why some people tend to grade anything they have, right? A lot of people take commons, a lot of people take very basic, cheap cards, and they send anything they can into PSA hoping to get a return for stuff that's not even valuable. And that's what really held up PSA about 8 months to a year ago as PSA was backed up, is because people were sending every card they had. I would just take this whole bulk deck right here and I would say, hey, I'm just going to submit everything in here and hopefully some of it comes back valuable, and then it just doesn't, right? But as we scroll down, we see a lot of different Wilderness, Nightfall, UFO cards. We see a Cumberland Dragon, which was a big hit inside of Wilderness, and this card sold for $36. Still a very, very beautiful card, and a lot of these cards still have a lot of bids on it. 11 bids, 10 bids, 16 for the Injured Cold. Now, I know a lot of you remember Injured Cold. This was a very hot hit inside of Nightfall. Now, I still believe in Nightfall booster boxes because, I mean, they are rather cheap right now, and if Metazoo continues to be successful, which I think they still will. I think the Metazoo IP, now it's an IP, right, is going to grow. I think that Metazoo has a lot of room left in the tank over time. And I think, you know, like ebb and flows like anything else, it is on a downwards trend right now, but I do believe that it will pick back up and start to go upwards in the future. So the Injured Cold sold for just $41. We have an Awful. I remember when this card first came out raw, I was seeing it going for like $100, $200 plus. And right now, PSA 10 went for $16. So definitely another loss for the seller, especially if they submitted that card for grading. You have a Snipe right here for $26, $20 for a Divine Covenant. You have the Foo Fighters, which is a lot of people confused with the Secret Rare, which is actually $20.50, $22 for the Van Meter. You have the Mishi Peshu for $36. And of course, the Grim Reaper was also a very hot card for $56. So you have the Nightfall from First Edition. You have the Mothman from Nightfall First Edition selling for $52. So what I could see right here is if it's not from Nightfall, from one of the main sets, you're probably taking a loss. All of your UFO, all of your Wilderness, all of those Seance cards, majority of them, not all of them because it's still kind of hot since it just came out, is selling for like $20 and $16 to $20. So you're not going to make a profit off of that. Those cards right now are in the dump, If you want to buy them because you like them, buy them. If you think they're going to go up in the future, then you might be getting a steal right now. But a lot of the cards that are still holding a very small, narrow piece of value is Nightfall, and I can bank on Crypto Nation First Edition. So let's go ahead and move down. We see the Sam Sinclair. This is first edition, $63. Going up, we also seen the Wendigo selling for $71.20 bids. And the last thing I really want to pick up on, well, here's one right here. You have the Rudy promo still selling for over $100, $113.14. You have the Nice Metal Rudy right here. This is $120.56 from Alpha Investments. Not bad. You have one right here, the Hunchback of Jacksonville, $193.06. So it seems like somebody just offloaded a bunch of their Rudy promo cards, and they're still selling for quite a bit, so that's not bad. And then moving down to the Loveland Frogman, this is $93.11. That is not bad for that. And the Mothman, this is the last thing I'm going to look at for PSA 10s. You have a first edition reverse hollow for $74, not bad. And then you have a first edition full hollow for $270 and 79 cents at 20 bids from Canada. So that has come down quite a bit, $270. Not too long ago, this was at least a $370 card, coming down from right around $600. And I would say the high was right at like $800 to $1,000. So this card has come down by quite a bit. Let's go ahead and move over to Metazoo Crypto Nation First Edition booster boxes, and you have an array of different booster boxes that show up. So one of the first ones we see is a UFO booster box selling for $51, incredibly cheap. And you also get a blister pack with this sale, 16 bids right here. You have a First Edition Crypto Nation and Nightfall for $520 together. Pretty decent, right? And I don't know how this sold. Maybe it was an accident, got refunded, somebody pumping the market, or somebody just wasn't paying attention. But you have a Crypto Nation First Edition box selling for $700. It's been quite a while since they have went for that, because moving on down, the box is really hovering between about $350 to about $400, I would say right now, for a First Edition booster box. This one right here was $419, best offer accepted. You have a UFO box for $43. My God, that is incredibly cheap. I mean, after taxes, fees, you get a blister pack with it. You're pretty much giving this box away. Seance is still sitting kind of high, $91.99, but still much under what the MSRP is. So it has come down quite a bit. You have Wilderness at $62.95. And then let's see if we can find a First Edition. This is another best offer accepted, $47.42. And that's probably about it right now. But this one right here would be a very decent lot. You have a First Edition factory seal booster box lot, $499.99. You have, I can't really see it from here, but it looks like a Second Edition, a First Edition Crypto Nation, a Nightfall, and a Wilderness for only $500. That is incredibly cheap. It's crazy how this stuff has come down so far. $475 seems to be the sweet spot right now for the First Edition booster box, right in the $400 range. Get lucky. You can snipe it around 3 something. Now moving over to the samples. The samples were known to be some of the hottest cards across the market for Metazoo, and they still do carry quite a bit of value. But looking at the prices now, they are a whole lot cheaper than what they used to be. Now, in the beginning, these cards would be like $1,000 raw, $1,000 plus. Right now, you can get between 8.5, 9s, BGS right here, $630 for Babe the Blue Ox. 32 bids. The bids are still quite strong. And you had the Eternal Snowflake for $405. And you had the Cumberland Dragon for $830. You had the Night Crawlers for $610. So the trend right now seems to be about $600 to $1,000 is what you're getting most of these samples for. You have a Piazza Bird, a very known character, for $966. On the high, Babe the Blue Ox, $761. Now let's see if we can see some higher ones right here. So a 9.5 Sam Sinclair, $1,601, but that was October 30th. So it's been quite a bit, right? You have October 22nd. You have the Chaos Crystal, $1,025. And as we scroll up, right, so ended recently, we don't see a lot of these selling right now because we dropped off about the end of November. We have one sale in December for Loveland Frogman. And right now, that is it. That's a PSA 9, best offer accepted at $2,000. And moving over to the Crypto Nation First Edition booster boxes, these are also not selling very often. The last few sales came from the end of November, and one sold for $3,225. This was a normal Kickstarter box. You had one right here for 4,600, a lot more than the one we just talked about, but still a regular Kickstarter box. And then you have one for 3,750, 4,228 for a non-alternating box. And all of these were pretty much in November. Now, what I can assess is that there's not a lot of these on the market for sale right now. Last time I counted, there was between 21 and 25 of them. So they are becoming incredibly rare. But one of the issues with these boxes, as well as the samples, they are very expensive. When they do sell, they sell for quite a bit of money, but the sales are slimming down. So that means right now, a lot of people are not spending, $600 to $3,000 on Metazoo for a lot of this product, because a lot of these sales were in November and October and to the left, right? Not to the right in December and during Christmas time. So I think people are slowing down on buying very expensive Metazoo product. Maybe they're fearful. They don't know where Metazoo is headed. It's also holiday season, right? People are buying a lot of different things right now. So they also could have slowed down for that reason. But I do think that these cards are still amazing. They're still beautiful. And if you scroll over to the PSA 10s, like I said, and a lot of the booster boxes, if you like to crack it, man, there's some incredibly cheap deals if you want to pick some of that stuff up. So check it out. If you like this video, drop a comment, like, subscribe. I would like to hear what all of you have to say. I know I have a lot of Metazoo fans that circulate amongst my page, and I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the current market, the state of the market, as well as what you think is going to do in the future. So happy holidays. I love and appreciate all of you, and I will be back soon with another video, and I'll see y'all later. Out.